Good evening and welcome to the Lonely Poet Show. Welcoming you all to a fantastic evening of a little bit of poetry and a lot of crap talk. That's what I'm going to do. How is my weekend going on is, beyond any hope of recovery. I lost my weekend because I sat and slept in front of my TV downstairs, not here. I fell asleep a couple of times here too, recently. I always do that. Now, why I am here, what I am going to do? Well, that question is irrelevant. Why I am here? Why am I here? Why would anyone come and do a live poetry show when they were actually supposed to be out there having fun? It's a fantastic day outside, and I should not be really turning on this thing. The air conditioner that is sitting there, and that is an air conditioner. It's a portable air conditioner. It's about 10,000 BTU firing into this small area. But everything is fantastic out there, but not fantastic inside here. I fell asleep, like I said, sitting. Then I woke up, sitting there, and then I woke up, and I. For whatever reason, I don't know what I was really thinking. I went to the refrigerator, opened the refrigerator freezer, looking for some food because I don't know, for some reason I was feeling hungry. Maybe I was in a half dream or something like that. I took this can of ice cream that was sitting there, and I took the ice cream, put it in the thing, and I ate that. Closed it, kept everything there, left everything, went directly to bed. I woke up realizing that, in my dream, I was in a pre-lactose intolerant scenario, but I woke up as I am currently lactose intolerant. You can imagine what happened. So by the time, I felt comfortable to actually go for the game, the game had already started and it is about 4:30. The game starts at 3:10. So I didn't made it anywhere closer to even the stadium. I didn't even get out of my house, okay? Totally weird. I was like, why would I do that? I don't know. I always screw myself up. And the question really is, how old was that ice cream? But it was sitting in a freezer. It was sitting there for a while. I think I brought it in I think March. You can imagine how bad things can go, on a day where I was having a fantastic hope of going and strange tailgating. That's what I do. I go there to the tailgating group as I'm alone. I don't have a girlfriend, or anybody to even accompany me to the stadium. So I just go take one walk. It's myself, and myself. I walk there, and let me post this so that some people may know. There is no category here though. Okay, add a new category. And I just go there, and some strangers will be there. I mean, total strangers. I mean, these guys I have no idea who they are. If I know the people, I won't go to them. See, this is like going and tailgating with strangers. It may not really happen all the time. I may not even do that all the time. But there are days, some weekends especially, I just go there and say, hey, hello. People say, come on, man, come on, join us now, man. Come on, just join us, okay? We are doing some tailgating. You're a guy, So I just join them, have fun. I don't eat a lot of these things they make there because I eat only burgers. Because I'm a Muslim and I cannot eat pork. So I eat only burgers or some sandwiches or something like that. Usually I don't eat much. I take a drink, I don't drink alcohol either. So there you go. I'm really a very empty guy. Okay, this thing is ready. Okay, add new category. Okay, let me put this out there. Okay, how do I do this? Well, unfortunately, I'm asking, how do I do this? Usually I have another screen on another person. They are out. They are out today. Tomorrow I may do a live show there. This is just me, myself, and myself. If I'm talking to something else, then it's like usually, how do I do this? There's nobody to tell me how to do this. It's me. Let's see. Adding new category. Then I say publish. Then I have to do the blog to social from LonelyPoet.org. Everything goes to Facebook and Instagram and everything. You know, I think I have everything. Then what I do is blog to social, posts and sharing. I should have done this before I started the real show. Well, I have to start the show to get the links. Live in video, share, a new chapter. Okay, that's a new thing. Okay, what is going on here? It's kind of taking its sweet time. Yeah, okay, and it goes to everywhere. Oops. No. I need to put a picture there. That's what it's saying. There is no picture associated with it. So that's what I do. Stranger, I call it strange tailgating. That means tailgating with strangers. Then there are my friends. You know, I had a lot of friends. I mean, when I said lot, it's not like, you know, when LonelyPoet says a lot, means okay, maybe a couple of people. Actually, 2 people who used to do a lot of tailgating, but they moved out of town. So I'm pretty much alone. So I go there. Yesterday, see, here is a you know, fantastic phenomenon. Yesterday I went to Miller Park with 2 extra tickets. I had 2 extra tickets and no takers. I offered the ticket for free to people. There was nobody to take that. Everybody had ticket. I offered to, and I was like, what a weirdness, you know. I'm actually going into a place where I have 2 free tickets. There were no takers, and I just thrown away the ticket. So that happens. Let me go and fix this, you know, thing issue. New chapter. Okay, I have to say edit, and I have to add a picture. That's what it says. I don't have a picture, so I need to go into this visual and add media. I haven't done it in this site. Upload. There is no picture to upload because I have taken a screenshot. Yeah, that will do it. Okay, insert into. Okay, update. Give me 1 second. Okay. Now blog to social, post sharing. It should show up a picture there. That's what I'm thinking. I hope it did. It picked up the picture. Let's see. Yep, it did. Okay. It picked up a picture on everything. Okay. So there you go. Nothing happening. Oh, I need something. I need something to be written there, otherwise it won't take it, it seems. Okay. This one. I don't know how it goes this because I just set it up. It may bomb out. Holy moly, it's taking a sweet time. And I'm already at 7. I will be here for another half an hour, so don't worry. Yeah, my shows will be like this most of the time. You know, there are times when I actually have technical breakdowns. Now the technology is, oh yeah, it worked. Technology can hold me back. So coming back to the live part, I hope everything is going good. I think it is. Let me turn this off. Probably I might have to, because it will automatically do it. I hope so. I can turn it off. Yeah, I can turn it off. And to a great extent, you know, when I actually go, I don't know what I was talking about. I kind of lost my thought in this. What I'm planning to do today is, okay, I think I should have done this. That's what I was saying. I should have done this before, but I need to get the links, you know, for when I have to start the show before I can get the link. Let me go into this. Right now, people who are watching this show probably will be just thinking that, oh, this guy completely lost his mind around this. Let me see. What I'm planning to do today is, okay, I get here myself. Okay. It's there, poetry show with the Lonely Poet. It's there live. So I need to add a picture. Okay. So it's all good. I wanted to really do a show about actually showing a poem. And now I understand. Okay, I forgot to actually take the poem. Let me take that. This is a poem I just added in LonelyPoet.com. It's about an important person. Okay, how important a person can be. The context, current context connected to this poem is forbidden. I cannot say anything about it. But long time back, when I originally wrote this poem, there was a context given, and that is right now I made one or two changes in the poem. The changes actually changes the perspective of the poem. So here I'm going to actually say what started this poem. I'm not going to give you the actual context of the poem, because I don't want to, because the original context and the original person associated with that context is gone. I mean, she's just gone from my life. There is a current context and current person, which I said I cannot say anything about. It is forbidden. She's not comfortable. So that's what it is. I'm not going to say too much. When I say forbidden to write, once more, that means I cannot speak about it. I am not going to speak about it. So I'm not going to even mention whether it is a man or a woman or a little cat or a dog. I'm not going to be saying that. Forbidden to write exactly means forbidden to write. Okay. But this poem started with this. A scribble of these 4 lines in the night, which I thought goes nowhere. Here it is. How wonderful and sweet are those eyes, burying in your soul when in gladness you smile. The pleasures those smiles brings to my mind, and the fascinating dreams they kindle. This is what the original of the starting of the poem. What I did was I took this poem and I put it into a context of an important person. I'm going to talk about myself. I'm not going to talk about anybody else. I am the lonely poet. The lonely poet should be talking about himself. Okay. When the lonely poet talks about other people, then it becomes other bigger issues. What I'm going to say is, I personally felt as, here's the thing. I'm going to give you a story. Long time back, I read a comic book. Okay. And let me see if this is done. Okay. I was actually taking something out. I'm going to copy this, put it into a, yeah, this is better. Okay. And I need to say, this is saying Arial, Roman 14. Okay. Really? Okay, I'm going to tell you a story. It is called, I don't know how many of you, or in modern days, many people may not even know what comic character I'm talking about. Excuse me. I'm burping. The current context that I actually write connecting to this comic part is very irrelevant. But what I'm going to tell is how a person becomes important. That's what this comic part about. There is a character called Mandrake. Mandrake, the magician. He's a magician, and he got his very good friend Lothar, and his girlfriend's name is Narda. Lothar's girlfriend's name is Karma. So Mandrake's dad, well, eventually everybody understands Mandrake is the son of the Roman. They are all magicians. Um, in one of the main stories, one of the comic stories, Mandrake is being completely misguided by this person. He's a villain. He's a dark person, and he takes Mandrake to different places, and where he says, "You are going to meet the most important person in your life." And then he goes to another place, he gets trapped, and then he will get this message again: you are going to meet the most important person in your life. So it is taken from one place to another place to another place to another place. He's been this story, this Mandrake is taken from one place to another, but he's a magician, and Lothar is there. He's break things, he's very strong. Lothar is an African American. He's originally from Africa. He lives in the United States, I think. So long story short, towards the end of this thing, Mandrake comes. The villain is called Cooler. He's a very heavy man. Cooler actually brings in one of the most amazing things in that, which was when Mandrake gets into a place, the entire place is surrounded by mirrors. And Mandrake was like, what the hell? He sees himself all around. And then there is his message: the most important person in your life is yourself. Okay. That's what I followed. Even when my very younger age, when I learned that, and I said, okay, the most important person for me is myself. Okay? That is the basic context of this poem. And you have read, something earlier I just posted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the poem, which I just posted, and the current context, once more, is forbidden to write. So the original context where it started was those 4 lines. Which I read, of course. And now the poem stands with this. Now the poem stands with an important person. What is that? Where is it going to? Let me bring this up so that I can show you the actual poem. I don't know anything about the technology that is going behind this, whether it is still working or not. I have no idea. Window capture. Okay, let me set this. Yeah, I need to set it up. Which window I'm going to capture? Untitled. Okay, this is the one I'm going to capture. Okay. The greatest advantage of this thing is I can set everything up in one place, and then in the end I can just transition it. That's the beautiful part of this OBS Studio on Linux. But there's one thing I don't really like about it is, okay, it cannot share this. I cannot do the same show in multiple places. If that is there, then it will be amazing, because then I can do it on Facebook, I can do it on iVlog, as well as I can do it in this LonelyPoet.org simultaneously, like webcam-X. That facility is not there, but I like this one where I can set everything up here without showing anything on the other side. And then I can come back and just transition it. Now I'm going to show you the transition part of it. Okay, there you go. Like I said, an important person. Bring to me the light of morrows for me to see. How wonderful and sweet are those eyes, burying in your soul when in gladness you smile. The pleasures those smiles brings to my mind, and the fascinating dreams they kindle. Dreams that told tales of romance, dreams that held my hands and flew, dreams that merged past and present and future, and gave me the essence of all in reality. You are the most important person in my life. Forgiveness of my misgivings of the past, filled with joy of present day smiles, when gathering love of the future, and holding your hands in holy celebration of romance. Oh, hope you found life upon hope that lived on. Every moment I live and every bit of life unfold, hope they bring about you, the queen of my dreams. This is where the change happened. There is an error in this, so I corrected it. Okay, Every moment I live and every bit of life unfold, hope they bring. See? Okay, this is, you know, when you look into my this is where I changed. I said this changed the context of the poem, because when I actually, if you look into LonelyPoet.com, you can see the words as this, and I'm actually saying this. Okay, let me increase the size of this a bit. Oh, it is going in a different direction. Okay, let me see if I can bring it a little more. Okay, I'm going to actually read it out. So, okay, this is where I changed. Every moment I live and every bit of my life unfold, hope they bring peace to you, the queen of my dreams. My sincerity to your love found life in the sanctity of my love. Incomplete thoughts, dreams, and romance torn, and once more in bitter sadness with reasons justified screamed, you are the most important person in my life. There you go. You see, this happened because what happened was I took it from the original post, which was like that error, you know, the original post made in Zanga.com. I actually took it from there and I brought in here. Then when I was actually posting it, I made these corrections. And in LonelyPoet.com, then I went back to that original post and pulled it out. Totally forgot that I made a modification in the poem, even though I said I made a modification, and end up with this. So yeah, live corrections, you know. So the live writing may look like this. You know, I'm not sure whether I'm going to do any live writing anytime soon, but I may do it, you know, when I write some. Usually when I write some really long poems, that's when I come back and break things up, and you won't really understand what I'm doing. But I give a little bit of a context idea there, in not the original context. What I do is, I always say, when I write, I take a context and I put that context in. Then I actually make a dream out of it, or make a hypothetical scenario out of it, and translate that hypothetical scenario into what you see. So that's where things are. And I hope this is a new chapter, and I called the show a new chapter. This idea is to bring almost regular live shows, at least. Now we are only at about 15-20 minutes right now. I think, let me see how much time we have passed. 22 minutes. Maybe about 30 minutes, or sometimes I may go blah 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 for half an hour. When I used to do show, if I'm live in, say, iVlog, and there are a lot of viewers there in iVlog, okay, there is something I need to, because I don't know whether there are any chatters on YouTube. If there are any chatters in YouTube, I'm not looking into YouTube or the chat or anything. I don't think I can. I mean, if I'm going to actually respond to your thing, I will respond to you as a comment. I will reply to you once you leave a comment. If you leave a comment. You know, last time I think there is somebody who left a comment saying, oh, I missed this show altogether. That's how I do shows. Maybe I don't know whether I should do another poem. Yesterday I posted a poem. Maybe I should pull that one out and bring that in, you know, if I have time. Because we are only at 22 minutes, 25 minutes nearly, 23, 24. I'm saying all numbers. Let me save this out. One thing, you know, that person asked what's going, this was a very, I told, like, this is OBS Studio on Linux. I use the Ubuntu. I think it is 16.1 or 17.1 or something like that. It's one before the latest, so it should be something in the 16s. Okay, so that's a version of Ubuntu. It's Ubuntu. It's a free software. You can get it, and this software also is, you know, very free to get. But the thing is, you need to play with this for a while before you can master it. Even then, there can be significant amount of delays, because this is directly actually doing it on YouTube. And if you may have seen right now, there's a color like thing that comes. I don't know why it comes. It may be something to do with my graphic card or something like that. I have to talk to some of these Ubuntu guys, and they may have to come and look into my live show and see how this is going to work, how this is working for me. Because I asked a couple of people about OBS Studio. They know OBS Studio on Windows works perfectly, man. You can even split the cam. Yes, in Windows you can split the cam with OBS Studio, but it doesn't work, on Ubuntu. This is a different monster when it comes to Linux. So let me see what other poems I can bring. Left out the fantasy of fear. Yeah. That is a very new poem. Okay, the context is there right now, but the context is very tragic. So I don't know whether I already read this poem or not. Okay. Fantasy of fear. I recently, about today is Saturday. Yeah, last Saturday I posted the poem on Facebook and my LonelyPoet.com, and then linked to Facebook. Okay. The majority of this context is forbidden. I'm not going to say who that is. But very quickly I can say is, okay, it was a sad situation. Yeah, I have talked about it even yesterday, with another poem called Mischievous Mirage. Mischievous Mirage came yesterday, so imagine, it took a week for me to reach that poem from starting from here. It's basically about, when you try to like somebody. When you like somebody, I'm sorry for what I said earlier, like when I try to, no. I liked someone, and I'm trying to earn the like of that person. And even with the minimal efforts, I ended up with these words coming from that person. I am very concerned about my safety. And that was a shocker. I'm trying to get the like of a person, and I end up with what? Somebody getting concerned about that. That was a very sad situation, and I immediately shut down myself, and I was like, I cannot say anything anymore, because I was trying to get your like, and I got your fear. That thought actually led to this poem, and I'm going to read the actual context part which I wrote there. It is not a laughing matter, this is reality, and when it comes to reality, there are plenty of scenarios that plays in a person's life, on every single day, and when that happens, it is very, very difficult, for people to really get into a relationship. It's very difficult. I mean, understand a person and see what all are the permutations and combinations through which two people can come together. I mean, it's very, very, very difficult. Two people, you put them in the same cage, you still will be sitting in the different corners saying that, what the heck are you? If you really want to. There are people who just come and talk in a bar, after having a couple of drinks and decide, okay, yeah, let's go have sex. Okay, they had sex, they go away. People think that's relationship. That's not relationship. That's just, wild, weird, animalistic, or what do you say? Bestiality, very close to bestiality. When I used to call it in my mother tongue. I used to say, in my mother tongue, I used to say a word, which I cannot say it here. Nobody will understand. It's close to this bestiality sex. So that's what I call it, because it's other than being two beasts coming together and do things and just go away, there is nothing else in it. I'm not that person. I have my hands like completely tied up. Okay? I'm not that person. I never was that person. I never will be that person. Even when I have gone and I have had one night stands. I've been there, done that. I know what is the wrong of that situation, and I have told very clearly, I will not take a girl who is drunk to the core of her life and have sex with her. Okay, even though there were girls ready to come with me, I said no. I know some of my friends already know. One of my friend, Deepak, his name is Deepak. I can tell his name. He's like my little brother. He's a fantastic guy. Deepak once told me there was this lady who was working with me at that time, ready to, we were all partying. Ale House, I think, that's the name of the place. Ale House in Milwaukee. We were all having a fantastic night out. It was 2003, yeah, and this lady was right there, right there for the taking, and we were all together, and she don't want to go home or things like that. Eventually, I said she was drunk. I told okay, and then eventually one of her friends came out. I said okay, take her home. Deepak was like, dude, take her to your place. I said no, that's not me. And I told her, you learn from me. You learn me now, not learn from me. Okay, you don't have to take that lesson. He never did that. Nobody else did that. Many of my friends, they all do the other way. I told her, I will not take a girl who is drunk to my bedroom. No, she should be coming willingly on by herself when she's sober. Okay? And even though that part of life, people go through different part of different relationships. Okay? And one of the part is to earn that like. And I don't want somebody to wake up and, oh my God, what the heck is this? And that's what I'm saying. Nothing like that happened ever in this scenario, even before anything happened, even before I never even talked to this person in a crossed way, in an angry way, in a scary way. Still ended up with that person being concerned about her safety. Even I was concerned about my safety, because there was another situation. That's why I say the context is way, way complicated in one way. Many other ways, it's very simple. Now I'm going to bring the poem, and I hope you guys enjoy this poem, and I'm going to read this. This is window capture. No. I have a problem. I need to change this. Okay. I have to take fantasy or fear rather than. I want to make sure that I can scroll all the way. I don't know. What am I supposed to? What am I doing? Oh, okay. There is something technically wrong here. Okay. I think this should do it. Oh no, it didn't. I cannot see some part of this. That's really weird. Okay, let me. Even if I move like that, it doesn't work. Let me adjust this a bit. I don't want to adjust too much of it and lose another side of it. Yeah, now I think it will work. I'm going to bring the poem. I'm going to read the poem. Maybe talk a little more about that poem. That will actually. We are already at 33 minutes. More than that. Like I said, there are chances when I may go blah 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 and end up with this. There you go. The context I wrote about the whole situation was this. It is a small poem written by Harry Kemp. Okay. I broke my heart because of you, my dear. I wept full many an unmanly tear. But as in agony I lay awake, I thought, what lovely poems this will make. Harry Kemp. It's a beautiful poem. That's what I thought. The very first thought that came was, okay, maybe this will make a very nice poems, about losing a person. It is pretty hard. Like I said, it hurts really bad. The fantasy of fear. Serpents fell from trees where she walked, and she passed them by without fear. Fires broke from the lightning that struck, and she smiled and welcomed the blessing. The wind cracked the tree limbs that fell beside, and with sadness she looked at her favorite tree. The storm danced all around her, and she stood still, prayed for the world, and to the needy she ran. Darkness brewed the unknown in the darker skies. The zodiac moved, and the lucky stars retrograded, and she prayed for them too, and smiled at fate. Fate from every corner of horizon wrapped as the strength in her soul grew with her. Ah, an unusual word from an unusual face. A dark door touched a brightening dream, and she woke to the reality and saw love. Smile ran around her to find a reason to sprout. Upon her face a shadow. I don't know what happened there. Upon her face a shadow till this day unknown. A threat it was not, as all that was echoed around, where the words of love returned in verses new. Fear grew through her spine and consumed her to say no. There we are. So I'm going to wrap this, as soon as possible, because it's already at 36 minutes. I don't want to make too many long videos. Well, who cares? It's my show. It's my thing. It's in YouTube. I don't play any audio anymore. I used to play audio when I was in others community. They had their own chat thing, and they control everything. That ends tomorrow. The site is going to go down completely. It was a closed site. Many people who were there already left for Facebook and YouTube and other things. Those were all old school things. But it kind of had its modernity. But there is no way we can. I think I spoke about it on another video. No way it is financially viable to run one like that. Even I cannot do that. I mean, I'm not a rich man. I'm a completely broke man. So maybe I should write a poem called "The Broke Man." The broke and broken hearted. Maybe I tomorrow anyway I'll be going for the game. I have to wake up way early to actually get ready and go. So that's about it. I'm willing to do this as much as possible, as soon as possible. The next time it is possible, maybe late tonight or tomorrow early morning. I don't think tomorrow afternoon or evening I will be anywhere close to the town or anywhere. I'll be in Brewers. That game is at noon. I think it's 12:45 or 1:10. I'm not sure. But I know it is somewhere around. It's an afternoon game. And because of the Robin Young jersey, everybody who goes there gets it. There will be a lot of people. So I don't want to really make mess of it. I want to go early and probably I think somebody I know who is going to tailgate there. So I may join that tailgate party. Last tailgate party was really nice. Well, at least they gave me a ticket too. They gave me a ticket to the lodge area. So that was very nice of them. And there were kids. Like 2-3 kids were there. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed being with them. They were very nice people, very, very kind and nice people. Yeah, there are very nice and kind people here. Truly, truly fantastic time. I hope everybody is having a good time in this amazing weekend. The AC sound. I'm a cold guy. I love cold. I don't like too much of warm. The humidity is coming back. Yesterday was perfect. Today, yeah, unfortunately, my bad judgment of myself for some reason. When I am very sleepy, I'm like a drunk guy. I don't know what I'm doing. Today morning, I know that there is something there. I thought, yeah, I didn't even think about that this can actually mess me up. But it did. And it was not even a lot of ice cream though. Maybe the ice cream is pretty bad. It tasted good. Anyway, guys, girls, people in between, guys and girls, and any other creatures from space or anywhere who are watching this show, you have a fantastic rest of the weekend, and I'll see you as soon as possible. And I'm good. I think I should run a credit part in this, because the reason is this video, as it is having a delay, the last part will be gone. I should actually write a credit part in this, maybe. This is insane. I need to get rid of some of the things. What the? He didn't like that. I'm doing something here. I'm trying to prolong the show. I said, okay. I'm going to show something before I end this. Poems by Lonely Poet, presented by Lonely Poet. I hope people will see this at least for a minute. I may have to leave it like that, and I may actually play some music from my mouth. I sound horrible. Even visiting, I sound horrible. So imagine if I sing. Okay, and I'm feeling I am laughing out loud at myself. If somebody is watching through my video, camera on top, I have another camera on top. They may laugh. Okay. Good night. Good luck.